So let's get started and take a look at how the Magic EA has performed over the last couple of weeks. Now, as you know, these are the 3 accounts that we started trading when we got into the version of the EA that has the protections on it, where we can tell the EA how many maximum lots we want to have at risk at any given time, and what we want the risk percentage in the account to be, right? And so what has happened now is that this 15-minute chart has been blocked out from taking additional trades that could go at risk for a couple of weeks, right? And I'll show you why. Because when we go in here to the properties on the account risk manager, we have told the EA that we do not want more than 2 lots of trades at risk at any one time. We've also told it that we don't want the negative PL to become more than 20% of the balance. So what that means is that this account is essentially kind of stuck in the muck, right? Until some of the prices turn around and some of these trades start coming out. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with this, nothing wrong at all. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Now, if I wanted to, I could go in here and start manually manipulating trades so that this blockage, this blue blockage that's keeping it from making additional new trades, would turn off sooner, right? But I haven't been doing that because really what I want to do with these test accounts is I want to see how long it takes the account to work its own self out of this issue with the negative PL. And it will work itself out over time, right? Now, this middle account, okay, the first account that I showed you, this is the account that's trading 15-minute time frames, okay? This middle account is trading 30-minute time frames. And you can see that this account is currently in a position where it can take additional trades, right? But over the last few weeks, it has gotten also into a situation where it had to block. See, I call it being blue blocked out, because when it can't make trades, it actually shows you a little blue block. That block means I can't make more trades right now, right? But this 30-minute chart has been blue blocked out probably 10 or 12 different times over the last few weeks. But as the trades go in and out and it can find solutions for the older trades, it takes them out and then it starts making trades again all by itself. Okay, now over here in this third account, this is the account that is running the 1 hour settings in the Magic EA. It also is currently blue blocked off. So right now it's not making additional trades, right? So let's look and see how the profit has gone so far this week. We'll do this 1 hour chart first. So when we go in here to the custom period, I'm going to take the date back to Sunday the 19th so that we can see all of the trading for this week. We can see that the account has only made $318 of new profit this week, right? Because it has spent much of the time being blocked from making additional trades. Okay, but the EA is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, because the thing is, if we were to let the account continue to make more trades, what could happen is we could be in a situation where, you know, it could overtrade the account, and we don't want that to happen. right? Because if the account gets over traded, then you run into situations where your negative PL might get totally out of hand, and you would be in jeopardy of having a margin call, right? So the smart thing about this EA is that it knows when to quit. Now, you're saying, but what about this big negative PL? Well, this is temporary, right? Because what will happen is prices in Forex go up and they go down. And as the prices move up and down, these hedges will come off, the negative PL will start going down, and as these trades continue to come off, remember they all come off for a profit sooner or later, what happens is all of this negative PL flows back into the equity, right? Because it's just over here temporarily, but that's why we put money in our Forex accounts, right? We put it in there to use the money to make more money. And right now we're in a situation where we're using our equity to manage these trades so that we don't take losses, and as these trades come out, all of this negative profit will turn back into positive profit and move back over into the equity. Okay, so we're just using it temporarily. Okay, so anyway, so far this week it's not been a highly productive week for the EA, but by the same token, I haven't done anything to manually manipulate the EA and help it in any way, right? Now, if you'd like to see, everybody always wants to know, how's it going with that account that's been running since January? Well, here I'll show you. Here is the account that has also been running the 1-hour charts since January 20th, I think, is when it started. Now, this account also is actually blue blocked off from making more trades. But you can see that the negative PL is a little higher, right? But with this account that's been trading since like January 20th on the 1-hour charts, I have been manually helping the EA to work itself out of the blue block situation. So how has this account done this week? Well, here you go. Okay, I'm going to show you just so you can see this. I'm going to take the date back to the 19th. So this is only showing us the results for this week, right? And what we see with a little bit of help on the EA, this account has closed $1,638 so far this week. Now, the only difference between this account and this account is that on this account, I have not been helping the EA. I've been leaving it to its own devices to work itself out of these issues. And over here on this account, I have been manually getting involved and adding quick fixers and things to let this account find solutions for these issues faster. And the difference is huge. By manually interacting with the EA, I've managed to close $1,600 this week instead of $380. Okay? So I just wanted to show you that. Now, with this account that's been going since January, if you wanted to bail on the account right now, you would be walking away with $7,045.50 of actual profit if this were your live account. Now, if you wait for all these trades to close out, the actual profit that has been booked in the account is $18,000. Remember, the account started with $10,000. The balance is now $28,000. That's a profit of $18,000 since January 20th. And that right now is right at 4 months that this account has been trading, the Magic EA. Now, for those of you who are saying, what the heck is the Magic EA? And if you've never seen one of my videos before, the Magic EA is an auto trading program that I developed that enters trades for you, manages the trades, and closes the trades for a profitable outcome every time. Okay? Now, it also knows when to stop trading, right? In situations like this, where we have gotten to the limit of what we have told the EA we're willing to invest in the account, it stops taking trades and it waits until it can find a solution for the trades that are already here. Okay, so anyway, the Magic EA is pretty darn smart, but here is the account, and this is how it has performed over the last 4 months. Now, if you remember right, this is the account that's been trading the 1 hour time frames the longest since we moved into the new versions of the EA that have the protections built in so that the accounts cannot become overtraded and be in jeopardy of a margin call. Okay, so let's put this account back to bed. We'll just pull it down here out of the way, and let's go see how the 30-minute account has been doing. And when we look at it and we go ahead and make the custom period for just this week, so we'll take the date back to the 19th, we see that this account has only booked $98 so far this week. But here again, this account has been going in and out of being blocked from making new trades. That's been happening all week, right? So it hasn't made a lot of money, but also it hasn't, the negative PL hasn't grown that much either. And it won't, because most everything in this account right now is hedged off, right? But as these hedges work themselves out, it'll start making more trades. And with the Brexit situation right now, I think it's kind of a good thing to have an EA that's smart enough to know when to stop making more trades, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen with this Brexit situation and the GBP pairs. And, a lot of people's EAs are going to have a lot of trouble, because if the GBP pairs really start moving, which they could easily, GBP pairs are really at risk of moving 1,000 pips or more either direction, because we don't know yet what's going to happen with the Brexit and how that's going to be perceived by traders. It could work really good for the GBP pairs, or it could work really bad for the GBP pairs. Or it might not have a major impact at all, and we just don't know. But with this Magic EA, it doesn't matter, because the EA is not going to let your account get into trouble. It's going to know when to stop making additional trades on its own. So it's not going to matter where the price goes on the GBP pairs, right? So now let's go look at this account that was it's running the 15-minute time frames on the Magic EA. Now this account so far this week has only done one trade, okay? But that's because it's been blue blocked off all week long, and I have not gone in and tried to help it out, right? Because I just want to see how long it's going to take for it to work its own self out. Right? Now, if I wanted to go in here and manually help the EA by finding some solutions myself for these hedges, then, the blockage that's stopping the EA from making more trades right now would end a lot sooner. But, I'm still experimenting with finding out how the EA can manage itself and how long it takes it to find solutions. So right now I'm just going to let these accounts do their own thing for a little bit longer before I decide to go in and start trying to help them. Okay, so anyway, that is the update on the Magic EA. But the most important thing that I wanted to show you today is I want to invite you to come to my webinar on Saturday. Okay, and that's this Saturday. All you have to do is show up. I put the link right here on my website, which is www.mindyyost.com. Now, if you'd like for me to send you a reminder email, just click right here on this email me button, and I will send you a reminder with the link on Saturday morning. Okay? But you'll be able to ask me absolutely anything about Forex. The webinar is free, so there's no excuse not to show up, right? So I expect to see everybody on Saturday. It's going to be at noon if you live in Central U.S. If you live in New York or the East Coast, it's going to be 1 p.m. And if you live in California, it'll be 10 a.m. Okay, so please join me for my webinar. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'll learn something, right? So I'll see you then. But bye for now.